We are talking about the real cost of waiting, the real cost of delaying. This is huge because, man, like we do this. I don't know how many of you have done this. I have delayed in so many areas of my life, and I found that every time I delay, especially delay something I know I'm supposed to do, right? There's delaying stuff that you're not supposed to do, like you're not ready for, right? There's things in my life that I know I'm to do, but they are not the thing I'm supposed to do right now. But then there are things in my life that I'm supposed to do that I have delayed or procrastinated doing. And procrastination is honestly just a trauma response. You delaying is part of the trauma that you struggle with, that you have not engaged with. And I talk to so many guys, whether it's in here or outside of here. So meaning guys that have committed to doing the work, guys that have invested in themselves financially, emotionally, and in time, and then guys who have not done it. And there is a consistent pattern that I want to call out for each and every one of us, not just you, myself included, because I am the imperfect guru. I am never going to be the guy that has all of his shit together and is perfect. I want you to be like me. I don't fucking want you to be like me. I want you to be like you. I want you to be the most empowered version of Barry, Spencer, Derek, Daniel, Hector, Henry. I want you to be the most empowered version of you. And that comes from you starting to own your shit at the highest level possible. So we're talking about this idea of waiting, of delaying the thing that you are supposed to be doing, delaying the thing that you know to be due. When I was writing this out this morning, because I go on my walk, and that's usually where I come up with sort of my Monday epiphany of like what I'm going to be writing about, what I'm going to be talking about this week. And as I lay it out, I'm like, what is empowered man needing, both in the client group as well as in the Facebook group and other areas, email, and all these types of things. And the thing that kept coming to me is the word delay, delay, delay. And I see it everywhere. I see guys delaying jumping into here. I see guys delaying doing the actual work. I see guys delaying actually doing the assignments and coming to calls and all those things. And I kept, for whatever, this song popped in my head, and I'm going to share my age, but there was a song by this guy named Meatloaf. He said, I would do anything for love but that. And I was trying to play the clip, but I couldn't find the right clip. I didn't want to play the whole song because it's kind of a long song. But it's this famous song in the 70s, and then it became popular again in 1993, I believe it was, when I was in high school. And he was, singing this song, and it's like, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. I can't do it justice like it, but it's like, I won't do that. And it was like, what is that? What is that thing? And when I thought about it, and I thought about what we do here, and I thought about the work that we do here, it's like, I'll do anything to save my marriage, but I won't do that. I'll do anything to lose weight, but I won't do that. I'll do anything to make more money, but I won't do that. Because we all have a that. We all have a that. There is that thing that stops us from becoming the man that we know we can be. Look, you don't deserve to be that man until you've actually done the fucking work to be that man. I don't deserve to have six-pack abs until I've done the work to have those abs. I don't deserve to be a man with a loyal wife and a great home and an environment if I haven't done the work to have that. I don't deserve any of that shit. What I deserve is what I get based on what I produce and how I show up. Now, there is this thing called grace and unmerited favor. That's a whole other concept that we can get into. And I believe I have that. And I believe you have to have that as part of this. But if we are so focused on the fact that we don't have it now, and we're so focused on all these decisions and all these things, and we just keep delaying because we don't have a foundation that's rooted in truth and love for ourselves, we're going to continue to become a guy that isn't the kind of man we want to be. One of the things that I hear a lot is like, I'm waiting for the lawyer to get back to me. I'm waiting for this conversation with my wife. I'm waiting for my kids' sports to be over. I'm waiting for this to happen. How many of you have those excuses right fucking now as to why you can't get an assignment in, or as to why you can't show up to a call? I got to have this thing with my wife. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do this. And I go, but what about you? When do you get to be a priority? When do you get to become the man who has the thing that he wants, which is love, hope, peace, restoration, transformation? When do you get to be that guy? Because if you don't believe you have that, if you don't believe that you get to have that, then why are you even here? Well, why even engage with this if you're so in your head thinking, well, I don't really deserve that? That would be like a guy going to the gym every day for 5 days a week and eating the best, lowest calorie foods or whatever, having a great clean diet and going, but I don't deserve six-pack abs. I don't deserve to have the great muscles that I have. That sounds stupid, right? But that's what we do But and so then we do is we talk ourselves out of doing those things. We talk ourselves out of showing up. We talk ourselves out of having the hard conversation. We talk ourselves out of those things because we just want to delay. We want to delay. So here's the thing: is there's 3 points that I want to make in this that I want you to really think about. Is the delay feels safe, but it creates decay. It feels safe, but it creates decay because emotional delay kills confidence. See, every time you stop showing up to here, every time you stop leaning in and doing the hard shit here, you are delaying and you're killing your confidence. How many of you know that when you create a contract with yourself, I am going to be a better communicator. I am going to show up more for my kids. I am going to work on my eating this week, or I'm going to be a better eater, whatever those things are, and then not do it. Guess what? You are breaking a contract with yourself. And every time you break a contract with yourself, you are killing your confidence. You're literally killing your confidence. So if you come to me and say, Mark, I want to be more confident, I'm going to ask you, where have you broken contracts with yourself? Where are you telling yourself a story and then not actually following through? Here's the next thing is that marital delay erodes trust. If you are delaying in your marriage, if you're delaying having conversations, if you're delaying boundaries, guess what? It erodes trust. Think about how you got to this point in your marriage or in your overall relationships. More than likely, if you look at the bigger picture here, you can see that your procrastination, you can see that your delay got you to this place. This is why I say, guys, 75% of the men I work with have been cheated on. Okay. Think about that in context. 75%. And it's so easy for any of those 75% to say, well, it's not my fault, it's her fault because she's the one who did this. She's the one who opened her legs. She's the one who started chatting with that guy. She's the one, and it's so fucking easy to hit, where's it at? To hit the fucking she button, right? Instead of hitting the me button, right? You haven't seen this. This is old school. This is 2021, Mark, right? Right here. The she button is what keeps us from actually fucking having ownership and responsibility because this is easy to do. Well, I don't have to make a decision. I'm waiting for her to file for divorce. I don't have to make a decision because I'm waiting for her to do this. She told me that she was going to do this, and so therefore I'm waiting for her to do that. I don't have to do anything because I don't know if we have the money to do it. I don't have to do anything because, I mean, I literally have had guys tell me this, and I'm like, bro, do you not fucking work? Do you not go to the job? Yeah, but I don't know what's in our accounts. How do you not know what's in your fucking bank account? Like, think about that for a second. Are you a child? You want her to treat you with respect, but you don't know what's in your own fucking bank account? Help me make the math work. It doesn't fucking work. And so this is where it comes back to it. Like this isn't about a transaction. This is about a transformation. The work we do here is not a transaction, it is a transformation. Here's the other thing is that personal delay is going to disconnect you from who you're meant to be. You delaying your own leadership, you delaying not coming to calls, you delaying doing the homework and the assignments and listening to the work, you delaying is consistently disconnecting you from who you were meant to be. A couple guys already commented on my post about this concept, and so many guys chiming in like, I've been delaying leading, I've been delaying showing up for the assignments, I've been delaying doing this thing. And all you're doing is creating more distrust with yourself. And it's literally this simple. If you want to be able to trust yourself, do what you say. Oh my God. It's mind blowing. It's earth shattering. It's so complex, but yet it's so simple. If you do what you say and say what you do, guess what happens? Leadership. Guess what happens? Confidence. See, I've been on this journey and I use the weight stuff because it's such an easy thing physically to see, right? You can see it in me. You can hold me accountable to the fact that I have transformed my body through losing 70 pounds on a plan, on a whatever you want to call it. And in that came from confidence, came from going, I am going to do this. And this is what's going to be the result of doing this. And as a result of doing this, I gained confidence. And the more I kept doing the thing, the more confidence I gained to the fact that now it's like, I've got so much confidence. There's fucking dumbbells sitting in my office over here and a kettlebell on its way because I need a couple more things to be able to do during the workday so that I can get a couple more reps of stuff in, not to overwork it, but because inside my body, I'm going, hey, during my workday, I could do some kettlebell swings, I could do some squats or whatever, just to keep the blood flowing. That is a different version of me. That is a different identity of me that has been transformed because of the fact that I've built this confidence, because instead of delaying anymore, I decided to fucking do. And I remember the moment I came back from our trip to San Antonio, Texas. I'd had the vertigo and I had this experience where I fucking was out for like 24 hours straight of vertigo, spinning, puking everywhere, had to fly on a plane back. And I was like, my life is not healthy. I am not the healthiest version of me. I'm a fucking fraud and a hypocrite right now. And I need to own my shit. And that was my decision. And I said, you know what? I don't know what it looks like. I don't need six pack abs. I just want a dad bod. I just need to be healthier because I'm not healthy right now. I'm showing my kids a mixed signal example. I'm showing my clients the same fucking thing. So now, fast forward a year, I get to call myself forward. I get to call myself out as an example of this is what it looks like. And I don't do it for you. I did it for me. And there's still more to go. I'm not done. I'm not like, oh, I'm good now. I'm happy with my dad bod. I want another 40 pounds or so. Why? Because I want to continue to grow into this and be the best version. I don't need a six pack. I don't need to be that guy. But think about how that results emotionally, guys. We always think to the physical. We always think about how easy it is. Like from a physical standpoint, I can go to a gym, I can eat right, and I can get this output. When it comes to the emotional side, it's not that simple, is it? It's definitely not that simple. Why? Because we don't know what it looks like to be a healthy man. This is why we have the group. So you can see what guys like Norm and Jeff Martin and JPJ and like all these other guys that have been around this spot for a while have grown into. So you can go, holy shit, the way he approached that situation, I want to do that. It's just like the guy in the gym and go, man, the way he's lifting his weights, I need to do like that. The way he's challenging himself, he's not just giving up 4 reps in, where he's actually going after it, he's actually grinding, he's actually sweating. I need to show up to the gym like that. That's your perspective here. Is I want you to think about what we do here as an emotional gym. You are here to get in the most emotional shape of your life. And through this work and through the things that we're doing, that's what it'll do. Here's the second point. Time doesn't heal, it just numbs. Time does not heal, it numbs. I've heard so many people tell me over the years, man, time heals everything. Time heals everything. No, time doesn't heal shit. What time does is allow you to not feel anymore. Because when you're close to it, you feel it. But then over time, it doesn't become as big of a thing. And you know anything, anything you've been through traumatically, if you just give it enough time, you don't feel it as much anymore. It just starts to go away until something triggers it, until somebody reminds you of it, until that person says something that fucking brings it back up. And some of you are like, well, why am I so triggered by this? Or why did this bother me? But you don't really go into the depth of it and you don't really look into it. Then what you're doing is you're avoiding the work. This is why it's important to do the forge stuff that I give you. This is why it's important to do all of these different assignments. The assignments we're giving you are not busy work, guys. It's not busy work. It is meant for your edification, for your encouragement, and for your transformation. Another one that guys say is she just needs time. It's a lie men use to avoid the work. She just needs time. And time is true, but the time is not for you to just sit back and do nothing. TSC, time, space, consistency. The time is about you learning skills. Yeah, maybe you have more time. Some guys here are fortunate, right? Their wife isn't moving out, they haven't moved out, and they have more time. But in that time, you can waste that time. You can waste it easily. You can pretend like you're doing stuff. You can show up to even calls and be a fucking voyeur. Some of you are just fucking voyeurs, man. You sit on the outside using your mental masturbation skills and never fucking engaging with the work. Think about that for a second. Instead of actually delving in, instead of being vulnerable with other men here, we pull back. Or we're over vulnerable and we overshare everything and literally at a point so that we get attention unhealthy instead of actually being engaged with this at a higher level. Without action, time reinforces stuckness, not transformation. Without action, time just reinforces the being stuck, not transformation. Because you can waste your time in here, whether you're here for 30 days, 90 days, 180 days. Shit, guys have been here for 4 years, and you can fucking waste that time. And there are guys that have done that, where maybe they first 6 months they fucking killed it, and then you talk to them 6 months later, and where are they? They're not here. No, they're still paying. They're still part of the community, but they're not fucking engaging. They're not showing up. Why? Because they're delaying the next level of growth. And so I appreciate some of these guys. I'm gonna call him Jeff Martin Ford because he's been here now like 9, 12 months, whatever the hell it is. And he just fucking goes after it. And he's just like, dude, I'm not settling for this. Like, yeah, sure, marriage is better, but Jeff knows he's not okay. And he knows he needs to continue to grow. JPJ, same type of thing. where it's like, dude's struggling sometimes, getting through it, fucking vulnerable as shit with his stuff, but he's getting it. He's continuing to press into it. That's the kind of community that builds other men. That's why we do this shit. This is not a transaction. This is transformation. I'm gonna say it again. This is not about a transaction. It's about transformation. That's why I'm fucking doing this. That is the passion I have for you guys. Here's the third point is most men delay because they want control. Mm. Most men delay because they want control. Yeah. Yeah. We delay because we want control. See, control equals comfort. Control equals comfort. But leadership equals discomfort. I can't tell you how many times where I've had to make a decision that felt uncomfortable. I had to fire somebody a year ago that I did not want to fire, but it was absolutely necessary. I had to file for divorce 6, 7 years ago. It was uncomfortable, but it was absolutely the best thing I could have ever done. It was uncomfortable in the moment. It was uncomfortable for months and probably years after. But having done the work, having processed through it, it was the greatest thing I could have ever done. Real transformation is a violent break from delay. Real transformation is a violent break from delay. You think about that. It's like if I'm holding myself accountable and I do what I say I'm going to do because I have that, I've been building that confidence. I get to transform into this man that I want to become. And I don't get to make excuses because that's my norm. If that is my norm, if that is who I am, then I don't get to delay. There's a great book. I can't remember the name of the title, but it was the mindset coach for Russell Wilson. Man, I'm losing on who it was. He actually passed away a couple years ago. And one of the things he taught about in this book was he was working with the University of Alabama football team. And he was teaching on this concept that, you can do whatever you want. Like, hey, I want to win a championship. Cool. You want to win a championship. That's awesome. And say, well, I don't feel like working out today. Cool. You don't have to work out. I don't feel like eating right today. You don't have to eat too right today. Oh, but you did say you want to win a championship, right? Well, yeah. Okay. So if you want to win a championship, do you actually have a choice on whether or not you eat well today? Do you actually have a choice of whether or not you go to the gym today? Do you actually have that choice? No. Why? Because I made the commitment to becoming a champion. And if I've made the commitment to becoming a champion, I don't really have the choice of whether or not I eat well or whether or not I do the things, that I don't feel like doing because this is who I am. This is what I fucking do. A couple of months ago, I talked about the grind of the end zone is for pussies. And it was the idea that like in football, I used to play defensive line and we had these big dummies and we had to push these dummies. And it's called a sled. And some of them were single, and some of them were like four, and you had the whole line. Everybody's pushing. And the coach would get on there and yell at you, come on, let's go. Drive, 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 drive. Use all that shit. And you just push, you push, you push, you push. And like after 5 yards, like, come on, coach, I need a water break. Or how much longer? He's like, just keep driving until I tell you to stop. Come on, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And, I thought about that mentality and I was like, man, that always made me a pusher. I'm that type of guy. That's who I am. But what I looked at was endurance. And if I started to focus less on the end zone of where I want to be, and I started focusing on the technique, and I started focusing on hitting the pad as hard as I can and using my feet and driving and leverage and getting the technique right. If I start focusing on that, the end zone will become itself. Like I will hit the end zone eventually. It may not be when I want to. I may get tired sometimes, but if I'm focused on the technique, if I'm focused on the thing I'm supposed to be doing and not delaying because I'm so focused on the end zone, right? I'm so focused on saving the marriage. And I'm so focused on looking out there that I'm not realizing that the real work is right here, right in front of me in this pad that stinks, that has sweat on it, that fucking sucks. It might even have blood on it, that I'm too tired to push, that I don't want to push anymore. But if I want that thing, if I want that outcome out there, I have to focus on the daily fucking grind. And then if I can do that, and if I can fall in love with that, the end zone, think about how sweet the end zone becomes. Because you have driven, you have driven, you have driven, you have focused, you have focused, you have focused. And you've become that man that deserves the fucking end zone. But some of you are so afraid you'll never get the end zone that you worry so much about that, you don't fucking hit the pad. And you'll never get to the end zone because you'll never hit the fucking pad. You'll never drive. You'll never do the thing because you're so full of fear that you'll never have the thing that you ultimately want. But what if the end zone is for pussies? What if the thing you really want is what you get from driving the fucking pad? What if the real end zone is the grit and the grime and the strength you get from hitting the fucking pad every day? Of getting up and not caring about the end zone anymore because the end zone's for pussies. The only thing I care about is the kind of man I'm going to become when I push this damn pad. The only kind of man I care about is how strong I become every time I hit this thing. Guys, I go to the gym every day and I don't fucking care about the end result anymore. Yeah, I like it when I see the muscles. Yeah, I like it when I'm getting slender. But what I care about is the fucking grind every day. I get in there, I do my shit. I had a good arm pump out today. I'm trying shit I don't normally do. Why? Because I'm in that next level of growth. And that's the process. I've become in love with the unsexy. You see, that's what it's always about. The more in love you can be with the unsexy, the greater fulfillment you have when you get it. Think about that. See, we're so like when you think about the hot woman, the 10, the fucking nice ass, the big tits, right? Like if we didn't have to work for that shit and it just appeared, oh, call it porn, right? You don't have to work for porn. You can have that fantasy in your mind all you want. You don't have to work for it. You have to earn it. And what does that do? That dilutes your sense of ability to actually work and earn that real thing, that real love, that messiness, because she's not always going to look like that. She's not always going to smell that good. There's always going to be these inconsistencies and stuff. But we like poison our mind with shit that makes us think that that's reality, and that's not fucking reality. The reality is a woman who is going to have stretch marks and all these things and all these imperfections. And sometimes you may not like her very much. And sometimes she might get on your fucking nerves. And sometimes you might have shit to deal with. But you continue to grind, you continue to do the work, you continue to hit the pad, you continue to get stronger. And as you do that, you start to enjoy that process. And the more you enjoy that process, the end zone becomes like a thing. It's like, cool, if I get there, I get there. I don't even care anymore because I've got it now. Whether I get the 10 or not, I got it now. She doesn't have to be a 10 for me anymore. I'm in love with the process. I'm in love with the man I'm becoming. So here's the thing is that your wife, for those of you who are married, those of you who are focusing on this stuff, she doesn't want to be married to a man who won't take care of himself emotionally or physically, can't provide emotional or financial safety, blames her for everything, chooses work over the family, stays in victim mode. Your wife doesn't want to be with that man. This isn't about saving the marriage. This is about saving you. This is about saving you. This is about the man you become. And it's always fascinating. And I love watching guys come in here with that first thing of like, I'm here to save the marriage. And like, oh, yeah, I know I need to improve. I need to get better. And then all of a sudden there's this slight little thing that happens. It's like, oh, motherfucker, I got you, bitch. I got you now. Brian's laughing because that just happened to him. Right. And it's like, that's what we think. And then all of a sudden, Hector, same thing, right? It's like, that's what they came here for. And then boom, that shit turns. And you're like, oh, fuck, this is about me. And the more I can lean into that, guess what? The greater the life I get to live. Guys, nothing excites me more than watching a man fully pick up his identity and go, there's so much more for me. Regardless of what happens with her, and this hurts, it sucks. It's not fun to go through a divorce. It's not fun to go through any of this shit. But if I get to have me back, and I get to transform my fucking life and I get to have freedom again in my fucking heart. What does that mean for my future? What does that mean for my kids? What does that mean for my grandkids? What does that mean for my legacy when I can tap into that man? That is why we do what we fucking do here. None of this is about inspiring you. My goal is not to inspire you. My goal is to wake your fucking asses up and to help you see that every one of you are here for a reason. And some of you have been wasting that time. Some of you have been wasting that reason. And it's time to pick up that fucking mantle again. Lean into this shit. Stop delaying showing up. Stop delaying because you're worried about all the things you can't control. And focus on what you can control. Here's the thing. I want you to really think about this. And this is what I want to offer as we open up questions and dialogue, etc. Delaying isn't neutral. It's a decision to stay stuck. Okay. When you're delaying a decision, you are making a decision. You're making a decision. Sometimes, hey, maybe delaying making that investment in a house. Like I almost bought a real rental property a couple years ago. I was this close, got down to the closing documents and everything, and I said, nope, I need to delay this. There was some other things happening in my personal finances, and I was like, this will wreck me if I do this shit. And I had everything contracted, I had everything lined up. It was gonna flip. I was gonna make 100,000 in profit off it. It was a beautiful deal. But I also knew that the cash reserves were gonna fucking break me if I wasn't careful, and I needed to delay. That's a different kind of delay. That's a delay that's smart, that's based on, pragmatism in a healthy way. But most of our delay isn't about that. Even in that delay, I made a decision. Hey, I made a decision that now is not the right time for me to invest in these properties, and I need to wait. I need to get some shit together that will help me financially to do this. Most of your delays have nothing to do with that. Most of your delays are about you making excuses because you're fucking scared to do the work. That's what most men delay here. Whether you're already in the program or you're not in the program or you're about to leave the program, whatever it is, you are delaying going all in on yourself. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to become the man you were meant to be. And the truth is, you see it all the time. No one's coming to save your ass. No one's coming to save you. I'm not here to save you. K-Tuck's not here to save you. Jeff Martin's definitely not here to save you. He'll fucking tell you straight to your face. We are not here to save you. And the more you can identify with that and go, you know what? It's my responsibility. We're here to help support you. We're here to guide you. We're here to, you know, inspire you a little bit, motivate you a little bit, kick you in the ass a little bit. This is what I call the Monday kick you in the teeth kind of call. We're here to do that. But ultimately, it's your decision to do with this information what you will, right? We can get off here and some of you are going to feel pumped. You can be like, oh my God, man, that was so amazing. I felt so good. Mark, you just hit it. It's like perfect. And I'll get messages and I already got comments and, oh, that's great. And it doesn't like, I love that. It feels good, obviously, because I feel like I'm heard and I'm seen. That feels good to me personally. But what really feels good to me personally, guys, you want to know the real trick here? If you want to get into my good graces, do the fucking work. Do the fucking work. Transform your ass. Show me what it looks like for you to be on the other side. Because that's how you get more into my circle. You can ask the guys that are closer to me. How does that happen? You fucking become the kind of man I want to be around. I don't want to be around a lot of guys. I'm just being straight up truthful. Not because I don't care about you, not because I don't think you're important or any of those things, but because look, man, I live at a fucking higher level than 99% of guys out there. Maybe not all the social circles or financial circles, but I'm talking about from an emotional intelligence level. I want to be around men who want to own their shit. I want to be around men who are fucking like all in on themselves and they're not going to settle for fucking last place. It's like you look at bodybuilders. Who do they hang out with? Other bodybuilders. Why? Why do they do that? Because they know that those guys eat the way they eat. They know that those guys train at the gym the way they train. So guess what? You want to be in my fucking circle? You better be ready to train like I train. Simple as that. And if you're not there, get there. When you're ready, get there. It is a process. We get that. So here's what I want you guys to think about is where am I delaying? Where am I delaying? We're going to open it up to that question. Where have I been delaying in my empowerment journey?